Welcome back to Bonnie's Life, where we decode the complex world of finance, technology, and markets with the precision of a Swiss watch and just enough humor to keep you awake. I'm Bonnie, and today we're diving into something that's reshaping our world faster than you can say ChatGPT, the AI explosion of 2025. Now, before we begin, let me ask you something. How many of you checked your phone this morning using facial recognition, asked Siri about the weather, or maybe even used AI to help write an email? If you raised your hand, and let's be honest, most of you did, you're already living in the AI revolution. The question isn't whether AI will impact your financial future. It's how prepared you are for what's coming next. Let's start with some numbers that would make even the most seasoned Wall Street veteran do a double take. According to the latest data from Bain & Company, the global AI software and hardware market reached $185 billion in 2023 and is expanding at an annual growth rate of 40% to 55%. That's not growth. That's a financial supernova. But here's where it gets really interesting. Morgan Stanley's recent analysis suggests that AI could lead to $40 trillion, yes, trillion with a T, in operational efficiencies globally. To put that in perspective, that's roughly half the entire global GDP. It's like discovering a new continent made entirely of productivity gains. Paul Kedrowski, a respected economist, recently crunched the numbers and found that AI investments accounted for 1.3% of the 3% GDP growth in the last quarter alone. Morning Brew aptly described AI as the economy's steroid, and frankly, that might be an understatement. Now, I've spent considerable time talking to the people who actually move markets, write code, set regulations, and predict economic trends. Their insights might surprise you. Let's start with the trading floors. According to Business Insider's recent analysis, traders are increasingly using AI for investment decisions, but, and this is crucial, the experts are waving red flags about the quality of AI-generated advice. It's like having a brilliant intern who occasionally hallucinates stock prices. The professionals at stockbrokers.com have identified the top AI trading platforms for 2025. Stock Hero, Trade Ideas, and TrendSpider. But here's the kicker. Even with these sophisticated tools, human oversight remains absolutely critical. One veteran trader said, AI can process information faster than any human, but it can't smell fear in the market. PwC's latest survey reveals that 88% of executives plan to increase their AI-related budgets over the next 12 months. That's not just optimism, that's a fundamental shift in how business operates. Wall Street analysts are predicting 40% or higher growth for AI stocks, though Bloomberg warns that AI is simultaneously creating both winners and losers in the market. Moving to Silicon Valley and beyond, the developer community is experiencing what can only be described as an AI-induced transformation. McKinsey's data shows that job postings mentioning agentic AI grew by an astounding 985% in 2024 compared to 2023. That's not a trend, that's a tidal wave. MIT's recent study found that 82% of developers now use AI coding tools weekly, with 59% relying on 3 or more AI assistants in their workflow. IBM's research indicates that this translates to approximately 20% productivity gains. But here's where the plot thickens, and this is where my slight sense of humor kicks in. Nearly half of July 2025's 140% layoff surge was directly attributed to AI replacing workers. It's like AI is both the solution and the problem, wrapped in an algorithm. Christopher Stanton from Harvard Business School notes that while it's still too early to quantify exactly how many knowledge jobs AI might replace, the technology is fast diffusing and fundamentally reshaping business operations. The CEO of Anthropic recently told Axios that AI could eliminate half of all entry-level white-collar jobs within 1 to 5 years. That's not a prediction, that's a warning shot across the bow of traditional employment. Now, let's talk about the people who actually set the rules, the regulators. And trust me, they're not sitting idle while AI reshapes the world. On July 23rd, 2025, the White House unveiled America's AI Action Plan, featuring over 90 federal policy actions across 3 strategic pillars: accelerating innovation, building American AI infrastructure, and leading in global AI governance. The Trump administration simultaneously released 3 executive orders on AI, signaling that AI regulation is now a top-tier national priority. Across the Atlantic, the EU AI Act is already in motion, with obligations for general-purpose AI models beginning in August 2025. Meanwhile, the Central Bank of Jordan has introduced a comprehensive regulatory framework for AI in the banking sector, and financial stability teams worldwide are increasingly using AI for document preparation and risk assessment. Here's what's fascinating and slightly ironic about this regulatory rush. The regulators are using AI to regulate AI. It's like using fire to fight fire, except the fire is made of algorithms and the stakes are the global financial system. Finally, let's hear from the economists, the people whose job it is to predict the unpredictable. Daron Acemoglu from MIT, one of the most respected voices in economics, estimates that AI will lift global GDP by only 1 to 2% over the next decade. That might sound modest, but in economic terms, that's enormous. However, the bullish think tank Epoch AI projects something far more dramatic. Once AI can handle 30% of all tasks, annual economic growth will exceed 20%. That's not evolution, that's economic revolution. The economists recently explored what they call the economics of superintelligence, suggesting that we might be on the verge of economic growth rates that would make the Industrial Revolution look like a warm-up act. NPR's analysis warns that AI is adapting faster than the economy can adjust, potentially creating significant disruption in entry-level employment markets. Based on my research and expert interviews, I've identified 7 key areas where AI is fundamentally reshaping our world. First, we're moving beyond simple AI assistants to autonomous AI agents that can complete complex tasks independently. Think of it as the difference between a calculator and a financial advisor. These systems don't just respond to commands, they proactively solve problems. Second, AI systems can now understand and create content across multiple formats: text, images, audio, video, and even 3D models. It's like having a Swiss Army knife that can paint, write symphonies, and code software simultaneously. Third, AI is moving from massive data centers to your smartphone, your car, and even your refrigerator. This isn't just about convenience, it's about creating a truly intelligent infrastructure. Fourth, AI is entering the physical world through advanced robotics and automation. We're not just talking about chatbots anymore. We're talking about AI that can manipulate the real world. Fifth, nations are developing their own AI strategies and capabilities, leading to what experts call AI nationalism. This has profound implications for global trade, security, and economic competition. Sixth, the tools we use to build software are themselves becoming AI-powered, creating a feedback loop of accelerating technological development. And seventh, governments worldwide are establishing comprehensive AI governance structures, which will shape how AI develops and deploys across industries. Now let's talk about what this means for your portfolio, because that's why you're really here, isn't it? The International Data Corporation projects that global AI spending will reach $632 billion by 2028. Chase Bank has identified AI investing as one of the biggest opportunities of the year. And frankly, the data supports this enthusiasm. However, and this is crucial, not all AI investments are created equal. Analysts are predicting that companies like Atlassian could see their shares skyrocket by 60%, driven by significant AI tailwinds. But Bloomberg warns that AI is creating plenty of market losers alongside the winners. Here's my take. Diversification remains key. Consider exposure to AI infrastructure companies, software developers, and even traditional industries that are successfully integrating AI. But remember, as with any revolutionary technology, volatility is the price of admission to potentially extraordinary returns. Now, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't address the elephant in the room: the risks. Cybersecurity experts warn that generative AI is lowering the barrier for entry into cybercrime, enabling more sophisticated and scalable attacks. Financial stability teams are grappling with algorithmic bias and opaque reasoning that could lead to poor decision-making and costly errors. There's also the employment displacement issue. While AI is creating new opportunities, it's simultaneously eliminating others. The key is adaptation, both for individuals and for society as a whole. So, what's the bottom line? What should you actually do with this information? And first, educate yourself. AI literacy is becoming as important as financial literacy. You don't need to become a programmer, but you need to understand how AI might impact your industry, your investments, and your career. Second, consider your investment strategy. AI represents both opportunity and risk. Diversified exposure to AI-related investments might be prudent, but don't bet the farm on any single AI company or trend. Third, stay adaptable. The AI landscape is evolving rapidly. What's true today might be obsolete tomorrow. Flexibility and continuous learning are your best defenses against disruption. Finally, remember that we're still in the early stages of this revolution. The AI explosion of 2025 is just the beginning. The companies, individuals, and nations that position themselves correctly now will reap the benefits for decades to come. As we wrap up today's deep dive into the AI explosion of 2025, remember this: we're not just witnessing technological change, we're living through an economic and social transformation that will define the next century. The experts I've spoken with, from Wall Street traders to Silicon Valley developers, from government regulators to academic economists, all agree on one thing: AI is not a distant future technology. It's here, it's now, and it's reshaping everything. The question isn't whether you'll be affected by AI, you already are. The question is whether you'll be prepared for what comes next. Stay informed, stay adaptable, and most importantly, stay engaged with the conversation. That's all for today's episode of Bonnie's Life. If this analysis helped clarify the AI landscape for you, smash that like button, subscribe for more insights, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on AI's impact on your industry or investments. I read every single one. Until next time, this is Bonnie reminding you that in the world of finance and technology, knowledge isn't just power, it's profit. Stay smart, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next episode.